Okay, Happy New Year everybody. It is halfway through February in 2020 and I'm uploading my first video for the year. I feel kind of bad about that, but nevertheless, here we are. For those of you that are returning, welcome back, and for the people that don't know, this is Claws. This is a show where I break down underground artist albums and let you know what they bring to the table. And some of you that already know the artist I'm about to speak of based off of my 2019 Top 10 review, and this is Sleak. He is a member of the Scalpel Boys and the Obscure Clique. Very talented guy, very humble artist, and definitely one of the most experimental artists I've listened to within the last couple years, because I didn't really listen to producers with this open mind of them telling a story as well, and I just took it as, alright, compliment to the artist's words. That's not how it should be seen, but I've talked about that in the Differ Posse review. So, I started listening to this and I ultimately thought that it's a lot like going through a phenomenal relationship until you hit the breakup. And it threw me for a huge loop when I was having Jimmy Neutron levels of visions, seeing what exactly had gone on from the past relationships I've had. It's crazy. And I love how Sleak basically transported me to that time. I didn't even think it was possible for just an instrumental to do that. But as an artist myself, I do understand how we can make the words come out of you, but making an experience happen and not having you want to write to it, that's a totally different experience. I really, really enjoy what Sleak has done with this project. This is definitely one of my favorite projects from him. And with it only releasing less than a month ago, I'm kind of happy that I was able to catch up to it and talk about it before it went out of circulation and he brought out another project or brought out another single of some sorts. I highly recommend you guys listen to this, because based off of how I felt listening to it, maybe some of you could feel the same way too if you listen to it. You have to turn off the idea of wanting to hear words behind a song for people that haven't listened to a lot of instrumentals. Now, if you're a producer and you're watching this, I would recommend you listen to this, because this opened up something inside of me that wanted me to experiment more with my music too. And it's not just going from rapping to singing or rapping to screaming like some people do. It's wanting to do something different, approach the song a different way, and work with the producer to aim towards that message of what you're trying to come across with. If you want a sample used and you know a producer, then look and see if you can use that sample, because that ultimately will set up the message that you want in your songs. And funny thing, ending this record, there is, God, I hope it's the right phrasing. I think it's a Zelda soundbite, and I think that's awesome, but this is one of the most intricately crafted stories in an instrumental project that I've probably heard since Apathy's project, and I think that Sounds from the Deep, if I remember the title of it correctly. It's just a really, really good project. And it's such a happy sounding project, but it brings you in mind of better times when you weren't so down and sometimes bitter about a past relationship. I think that's all I have to say on the project. Thank you everybody for tuning back in. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Ethan, otherwise known as Two-Face. I have merch out again. I have all the merch hand-drawn by Old Crow Faust. He is a very talented artist from California, and for him to be a fan of mine and a friend of mine, I really, really appreciate all the hard work that he put in for this merch. This is hand-drawn. You see that? That's a gauntlet. It's awesome. If you're a Devil May Cry fan, it's kind of like the Devil Bringer. But anyway, I also have hats along with the shirts. The hats are a tag that was drawn by Roman himself, And it doesn't really do it any justice for me to say it, but it's got a smile in the O for a project that I have that's coming up. And on the left side, there's the Selfish logo. It's very minimal. It's only got the blue and the silver on it. And then on the left side of the shirt, like always, there's a Selfish logo. So if you guys want to purchase one, there is one in the link below. I don't need this to thrive. I just want to do it because I feel like the people that are fans of me should have a way to support me outside of listening to music or watching the videos. If you feel like you want to rep me in public, go ahead and get a shirt. There's 2 different colors. If you want to get a hat, there's a hat. There's 4 different colors. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Tune in next week when I review the recent project from Switch and Savick, The Lady of the Lake. Until then, enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Stay selfish. Stay selfish. Especially in 2020. It's all about that shit this year. Stay selfish. Smile. It gets better. Peace.